You should ask Mitch.
So I think it's worked pretty well. So,
It's just trade.
I can't find all my snacks in to him using.
I didn't realize you needed four.
I know. I haven't.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Non-alcoholic. But no, I really liked. I was your Are you lying to me? Oh, yeah, everything got to go wrong. Lion stuff.
I found it. So I'm trying to have a slideshow.
I'm afraid.
I like just one here too. Where you get things. Oh, I got the experience.
Has your name on it and everything.
Are you go thing?
I used to be, but I'm not anymore.
I think just
Any,
why is that?
I just quit. I just drink water and just, I mean, my age, I don't know. I just decided I didn't need all that. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm like 40.
And I was always trying to just wait.
That's fine. So I guess in the American issues, as they are. In October 4.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It was, I wait to.
You talk like it's
Like, what did I get to do? Oh, I have another one on the screen.
I said in his watch. Me that thing. On city center. And his city center.
Gotta have YouTube.
YouTube. I was city center. Yeah.
That's it, that's this thing.
Okay.
It's not bad.
But
Lydia.
Yeah.
One more thing. I can't see that slideshow. Thank you so much.
The flag's gonna be on the screen.
It's a video different.
Right now, we do not have a standing flag in here, but we have found an alternative, so if you would please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for being here at the Planning Commission for March 24th, 2026. And for those of you who have not attended before, at this time, you would ask anyone who thinks they will be speaking tonight to please stand. If you would please raise your right hand
So,
Do you promise to tell the truth? If do, so I will.
I will. I will.
All right, thank you so much. Staff, could you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Sheets. Commissioner Nesbitt,
There.
Commissioner Ferguson,
There.
Commissioner Ashball,
There.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Present.
Commissioner Torres,
Here.
Commissioner Young,
Here.
Chairman Wiley.
Here. All right. Has anyone had a chance to look at the minutes?
Chair,
Yes.
make a motion to approve consent agenda.
All right, Commissioner Nesbitt and second by Commissioner O'Neill. All right. Any discussion necessary? Okay, seeing that, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Nesbitt,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson,
yes,
Commissioner Ashball,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Torres,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Chairman Wiley.
Yes. The motion passes 7-0. All right, we're going to move on to public hearings. The first case is 26-100-03, a rezoning at 710 South Hawthorne Avenue. Staff, I look forward to your report.
This is case 26-100-03. Applicant Maxim Popov requested action to rezone property from R30 PUD, that's high density residential planned unit development, to R6 single family residential. So as you can tell from the vicinity map here, could have been a little bigger. Up there in the northwest part of the city off 24 highway is this location. So as you can see from the notification map, it's a lot that's one block, or not one block, but one lot south of 24 highway. And this indicates all those properties along Hawthorne and Overton that are within 185 feet of the requested location. So reason being for this rezoning, there's the property, as you can see by the turquoise rectangle, is zoned high density residential. It has a legal non-conforming single family home on it. And the applicant is wanting to repair and reoccupy. So you can see that what's in the surrounding neighborhood, although there's some multifamily that's located a little bit up the road to the northeast and to the southwest. Basically, all the properties around there are single family in use, whether they are zoned R30 PUDs or partially R30 PUD and R12, or of course the neighborhood farther to the south is entirely R12, mostly single family homes, however. Comprehensive plan envisions this entire area for residential neighborhood land uses. Property was platted as Evanston Park Edition in 1885. The home sets on lots 21 to 22 of Block 1 of Evanston Park. This is an area of the city that was annexed in 1961. In 65, we got zoning and it was designated R4 for high density residential. It's remained that zoning this entire time. When our new UDO was passed in 2009, of course, R4 became R30, and that explains the current zoning. Property characteristics, this is a 6,970 square foot lot with a house that's about 623 square feet. And of course, like I said, it's been vacant and it lost its legal non-conforming status. It is a single wide gravel driveway has not been maintained and has also lost its legal non-conforming status. Of course, it will have to be paved. The driveway leads to what is now a dilapidated two-car garage. As far as the characteristics of the neighborhood, these houses are all little bungalows, this pre-war, World War II era, on lots of various sizes. And as you can see, it's lacks some improvements, sidewalks in this area as well. So you can see this is northbound on the left, looking toward 24 Highway, and then southbound on the right there. Staff recommends approval of this free zoning, and I'll take any questions you may have.
Thank you. Okay, commissioners, any questions for staff?
Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
has this house been recommended for demolition or what's going on?
I believe it was a dangerous, had been on the dangerous building list, if I remember correctly. They are wanting to rehab the house. They have a permit, and the permit's frozen until we get this rezoning resolved.
And basically, the reason why nobody's ever looked at this before the R30, because it looks like most houses are single residence here, but you should have gone up and down the road.
Yeah, it's in the past, it was envisioned that this area would maybe develop denser than what it has. Of course, if you're familiar with some of these areas along 24, we have some commercial areas up in the northwest side of town that, you know, have the within 400 feet or whatever of the right of way. You have commercial. In this case, you have a sort of corridor swath of multifamily that's 400 or so feet off the right of way. So that's why you have all these lots around there. They're half or 30 and half or 12.
Now, something like this, should the city be looking at redoing this for the people before it becomes a problem? Because it looks like to me, there's a couple houses, maybe they burned down, they wouldn't be able to rebuild, correct? Because,
Yeah. So this could be a candidate, yes, for a city initiated rezoning along here, a good candidate.
All right, any additional questions? All right, seeing none, I will invite the applicant forward. Applicant in attendance? Okay. Anyone here to speak in favor of this case? Anyone in favor? Anyone in opposition to this case? Anyone? All right, seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to approve, case number 26-100-03.
Second.
All right, I have a first and a second. Any final discussion or questions?
Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
staff, so if, we go ahead and approve this, how many days do they have to get something done before it goes to demolition?
I don't, I'm not sure of that.
And right now, the permit's kind of frozen until then. We'll obviously give the applicant the opportunity to have this approved.
Okay.
Before we.
But if it does, if we do approve it and he doesn't fall through, I mean, because that definitely looks like a dangerous building, so. And.
Yes, and I apologize, I don't have the time frame of what would happen if that does not get approved, if it does not get approved. But there is a process and procedure that our building official goes through. There's a period of time that we'll give them to,
I mean, it looks like to me, I see a picture back from 2023, and it looks like it should have been demolished way before then, so that's what bothers me, why it's gone so long.
And of course, if it got demolished, this, the vacant lot,
Yeah,
then that would be prepared to be, with this rezoning to be rebuilt.
right.
And you,
No, that's no problem. I just want to make sure. Get that going. Okay, thank you.
And Brian, have they been notified of the obviously big recommendations for this? I mean, from the gravel drive to.
yes. And they, yeah. They got their staff report in their agenda. In fact, I talked to them well, actually, I emailed them today, emailed me back, so they knew about the meeting.
All right, thank you. All right. I will go ahead and close this public, I already closed it, sorry. I will ask for the vote at this time.
Okay, Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson.
Yes,
Well, these are first and stuff.
Yes. That was.
Yes, there was.
Yeah,
Commissioner Young was the second.
yeah. Nesbit, yes. Ferguson,
yes,
Petro,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Torres,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Chairman Wiley.
Yes. And the motion passes 7-0 for case number 26100-03 rezoning at 710 South Hawthorne Avenue. All right, we now move on to our other hearings for a short-term rental. It's our first one. Case number 26400-02 at 3701 South Scott Avenue.
Yes, this is an application for a short-term rental approval of the property of 3701 South Scott Avenue. The property is located in southwest Independence. It's a notification area map as required by city code. Zoning district map of the subject site and surrounding properties show that the subject site surrounded by single-family subdivisions of similar age and characteristics. This parcel is approximately 15,000 square feet in size. County records show the dwelling was constructed in 1955 and encloses approximately 1,000 square feet of living area. The driveway can accommodate up to 2 cars. It's a single car lane driveway. The operator does plan to permit guests to use the garage. So the short-term rental does comply with the parking standards under city code. It's a picture of the front facade. And looking down Scott Avenue towards 37th Street and looking north, we can see the neighborhood, similar characteristics and sign and age. It's a floor plan of the short-term rental showing 2 bedrooms on the main level. And a parking plan of the subject site. So the paved driveway allows parking for 2 vehicles and units as well. Here's a vicinity map for the nearest short-term rentals. The proposed short-term rental that's outside of that density limitation required by city code. And staff do recommend approval of the short-term rental. Looks like I did not include a 12-bedroom basement. My apologies. So. So there are 2 bedrooms in the basement level as well. You'll see the packets. In those bedrooms, staff have confirmed they have proper express windows, and there's actually a residential remodel building permit for this house as well. It's just associated. Yes. Yeah, so my apologies. Otherwise, city staff recommend approval of the application with the standard conditions for approval.
All right, thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions for staff? All right, seeing none, I'm going to invite the applicant to come forward. If you would please state your name and the address in which you live at.
Sean Foster, 3909 South Phelps Road, Independence, Woodbury.
All right. What would you like us to know about your project?
Nothing other than, it went from quite the eyesore, I believe, not only that, but it was a high crime house from what we had heard. So now this fully remodeled, spent a lot of money, pulled all the permits. And now we intend to be a good neighbor running a short-term rental. I've got a couple others, or I had a couple others. I've got one other in the city. As far as I know, I've never had any complaints on it. That's the plan.
All right. Thank you very much. Wait just a moment. There might be some questions for you.
Oh, sorry.
Commissioners, any questions for the applicant?
Here,
Yes, Commissioner Nesbitt.
do you plan on making the driveway wider in the future, maybe?
We don't have any plans.
Because you're trying to rent it out to 4 bedrooms. Usually we have at least 1 parking space per bedroom, is what we're asking. And you only have 3, but you're putting one on the street. That's why I lean towards not approval, because there's not enough parking spaces. I mean, yes, you are gonna get a garage, but most people probably won't park in a garage. It looks like it's probably a 7 by 15 garage.
I couldn't say for sure. I think it'd fit anything except a big truck.
So, that's where I'm leaning at. It's not enough parking. That's why you plan on putting more parking. I don't know do you have room to do it? I saw the tree there. I don't know what's to the left side. You got the picture of the left side. And bring it front. On the house, little short of the property lines. So my opinion is you need to have at least 2 more cars added to the driveway, the fast. And it's 4 bedrooms. That's where I'm at. I'm up there.
Would that put us at 5? So 2, 4 in the driveway, 1 on the street?
Yeah, that puts you, we don't count the street. I mean, but you can't count the street, but I don't count the street because I don't know how wide the street is there. If it's wide enough for car parking on either side, plus a trash truck or fire truck in the middle. I don't know the width of the street there. But, that's what I would recommend, at least have 2 more, at least 4 parking spots if you're gonna do a full minimum amount. I don't know what the lay of the land on the backside. They say you do have egress to get windows for the bedrooms.
In the basement, yes.
Okay. But that would be my headset right there, if not enough parking.
Okay.
Well, what would you say about that?
Well, I'm not the complete decision maker. I have partners on this. So I can't say, yes, we'll put a drive. I can't say that right this second. I can't, I'd have to see what it took, what the bids look like, what we have room for. I know there's a tree on both sides of the driveway. But, I mean, it's possible, there's room, we can put them there. I just, can't make that decision by myself right this second.
Sean, I'm going to go ahead and have staff remind the commissioners what the parking rule regulations are.
So I did work with the applicant on this. So just to refer to the plans, the garage is about 11.5 feet by 23 feet. So the dimensions can accommodate up to 1 standard size vehicle. But your concerns are noted. The driveway does have enough length to accommodate 2 vehicles without encroaching into the right of way. And then, of course, city code does permit street parking. In this case, city staff do allow up to one street parking space towards their minimum parking requirements. Beyond that, it is the commission's prerogative to make any further requirements or recommendations.
Can I ask you a question, Dave?
Yeah.
This is not a corner lot. You've got 2 streets. Got 2 lots, or is that just 1?
It's just 1 lot, so
So it's a space in the city street for the lot. Because there's 2 city streets.
that's how we've applied the parking, street parking standards, but
The short-term rental code only allows 1 on-street parking. So whether it's either street, it wouldn't really matter. It's just doing one.
Okay, but I'm gonna clarify, it currently meets with this parking plan. Requirement.
Correct.
Thank you. All right, any additional questions for the applicant? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone present who would like to speak in favor of this case? Anyone present who would like to speak in favor? Seeing none, would anyone present like to speak in opposition of this case? Anyone present in opposition? All right, I am seeing none, so I will close the public hearing. Commissioner.
Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
I make a motion to approve case 26-400-02, short-term rental, 3701 South Scott Avenue.
Second.
Right at the first and a second. Call for the vote.
Commissioner Nesbitt,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ashball,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Torres,
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yeah.
Chair Wiley.
Yes, and the motion passes 7-0 for the short-term rental. Excuse me. At case number 26-400-02 at 3701 South Scott Avenue.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to the second hearing of short-term rentals for case 26-416 at 2880 South Vermont Avenue.
So this is a case by applicant Daniel Robinson. An action for a short-term rental at 2080 South Vermont Avenue. As you can see from the star there, it's not too far from Shealy and the Sterling area to the northeast of that. So we're talking more specifically in the middle of the block, just north of 29th Street, on the west side of Vermont Avenue, and you can see the surrounding properties on here in the notification map that are within 185 feet. They got notification. As far as short-term rentals go that are in the vicinity, the closest is way down by Christopher and 31st Street, as you can see on this map. The zoning map here, the area in question is right, like I said, north of 20th Street. Property zoned R12, but the use is single family all around there. Property characteristics, this is lot 164 of the Inglewood View. The 29,000 square foot property or lot with a dwelling that's about 1,700 square feet. Building facade composed of a white siding. It's a house with a single story, but it has a two-car garage. The main floor has master bedroom with a bathroom, two additional bedrooms, a bathroom, living room, kitchen, dining area, laundry room, two mudrooms, and then a two-car garage. The basement could not be accessible to the guests. So here's it, looking at the one car wide driveway going up the hill and then leading to that two-car garage that's off to the right-hand side of the house. So the property must address, of course, all of these items, indicate that they will be installing a noise monitoring device. They've indicated their trash removal. That is a AAA trash service, which will be collected on Mondays. As well as they'll need to, put their, rental checklist up and, get their safety inspections. The parking plan, which they provided, we will look into momentarily here. So this is Vermont Avenue, right in front of that driveway there. You can see the driveway on the right there, looking. Actually, it's on the other side. It's across the street, but this is northbound on Vermont and then southbound. So here's their drawing showing their mudroom out front and their different same floor bedrooms and master bedroom and a 2-car garage. And then the escape plan. And then the parking shows the driveway. Well, and as you saw from the picture, they've got a wide area up by the garage, and then it narrows down to a very long single-car driveway. Staff recommends approval of the short-term rental with the following conditions. Of note, number 4, number 5, be limited to 8 adults, 10 persons total, and then a maximum number of bedrooms, obviously, are 4 parking, given those numbers. So
Is that complete your report?
that concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much. All right, questions, commissioners, for staff? All right, I just have one, looks like a very long driveway. Obviously can accommodate all 4 required.
So they've got the garage and they've got room out in front of the garage as well, so.
Thank you. All right. I will invite the applicant forward. All right, please state your name and your home address.
I'm Daniel Robinson, and I live at 1631 Berry Court, Independence, Missouri.
All right, tell us about your short-term rental.
Oh, it's a really nice house. Been doing painting, flooring, getting over there with my dad, getting it all fixed up. Does have a couple mud rooms, so I think that's kind of neat, coming out of the weather and clean up, not drag mud through the house. But yeah, it's a nice property, renovated well. Look forward to renting it out.
Have you had any short-term rentals prior?
No, I have a couple long-term rentals, one in Kansas City, one I no longer have. But I'd like to try a short-term rental and compare it to.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Is there anyone present who'd like to speak in favor of this case? Anyone present? Anyone who'd like to speak in opposition? Anyone in opposition? All right, I see none, so I'm going to close the public hearing. Yes, Commissioner Nesbitt.
I make a motion to approve case 26-416 short-term rental 2880 South Vermont Avenue.
I second.
All right, I have a first from Commissioner Nesbitt and a second from Commissioner Ferguson. All right, any final discussion, Commissioners? All right, seeing that, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Nesbitt,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson.
Yes.
Commissioner Ashbaugh,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Torres,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Chairman Wiley.
Yeah, and the motion does pass. Do we ask for a motion? Yes, we did. This whole new place is really out there. It does pass 7-0 for case number 2640016, the short-term rental at 2880 South Vermont Avenue. Good luck, sir, and enjoy short-term rental.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to move on to the next case, which is the short-term rental of 17101 East Berry Lane, case number 26419.
Right, this is another application for short-term rental approval. The property at 17101 East Berry Lane. The property is located generally south of 23rd Street on the east side of 291 Highway, close to schedule. It's a notification area map as required by city code. Zoning district map of the subject site and surrounding areas shows the commercial district along 291 Highway and residential neighborhoods on the east side of 291. It's an aerial imagery of the property in question. The property is approximately 28,500 square feet in size. County records indicate that the dwelling was constructed in 1958. Enclosed is approximately 1,250 square feet of living area. And the property is supplied with a 2-car wide driveway, providing ample parking for up to 4 vehicles. Here's a picture of the front facade. To note, there is a gravel approach to the driveway. The applicant has submitted a permit application to pave that portion of the driveway referred to as the approach. Some street level imagery showing intersection here, looking northwest to 291 Highway and looking northeast into the residential subdivision. This is a 3-way intersection, so here's a street level image looking down there. It's a floor plan of the subject site showing 3 bedrooms on the main level. Here's a floor plan of the garage and the basement. It's a split level house. So you got stairwells going the main level and then the basement. Parking plan for proposed short-term rental shows that 2-car wide driveway and an additional garage for 2 vehicles as well. The closest short-term rental is west of this location, along East Summit Road. So there's no concern about density restrictions here. City staff do recommend approval of this application to standard recommendations. And that concludes staff's presentation.
All right, thank you. Any questions for staff? Commissioner O'Neill.
FYI, they were putting in a new driveway today.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Good information. Any additional questions?
You got a picture of the front of the house, can I see that?
Yeah.
Hard to believe that's the same house. It was on.
You can't see it through with all the trees.
Yeah, so that's a new entry sidewalk, there, stairs.
So the applicant may be able to better answer that question. I believe so. Looks like there may be some concrete forms.
Sure.
Any additional questions before we bring on the applicant? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and invite the applicant forward. Applicants. You would state her name and your address.
My name is Isabella Bear. My address is 1903 Benjamin Cookie Road in Kansas, New York.
Okay, and you, sir?
I'm 3601 South Marshall Drive in Independence.
Okay. And what is your name?
Jody, hold off with it.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, what would you like us to know about the short-term rental?
We're business partners. Our company name is Dental Lightning Homes, and like our name mentioned, like our goal is to provide gentle, peaceful homes for our guests so that we can improve the neighborhood, help people enjoy the Kansas City area, improve attendance. We're both local. I actually live 6 minutes away from the property. So I'm part of the community. I care deeply about the community and making sure that it's a peaceful community where our guests can learn to appreciate independence in Kansas City area more, where we can help the neighborhood look better. We both care a lot about improving independence and we would like to that. You mentioned that it doesn't really look like the same house. So it's had quite a bit of updates recently to improve it. We've also done quite a bit of updates. Like I mentioned, the driving room is actually just completed today, so it's still drying, but the carpet is really down, so we're trying to make it look a little better.
And what about the stairs that Commissioner Ashford was asking about? The front,
stairs.
Well, it looks in the picture, like if you look
between the
beyond the
trees.
trees, are there stairs there now, or?
Yeah, there's stairs.
But there wasn't.
Nope, it was just kind of I don't even know.
Yeah, we recently got this house, so had the stairs when we got it, so.
I think we're looking at a picture of 2024, it didn't have stairs.
Oh, okay.
It's just the wall.
Interesting.
All right. Anything you'd like to add, sir?
The driveway approach looks pretty cool.
All right.
But yeah, we really like the neighborhood. That's why we chose this house and we live close by. And we love independence.
And do you have other short-term rentals
We do,
in Independence?
not in independence yet. So this is breaking fresh ground in independence.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Any questions for them before I let them go? All right. Thank you very much. Anyone present who'd like to speak in favor of this case? Anyone present? Anyone who'd like to speak in opposition of this case? All right, were you sworn in, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and come forward, state your name and your address, please.
My name is John Scope. I live at 2809 Baker Road. I'm the house lot directly across the street from the applicants here. So I actually really like Joey and Bella. They've been really nice people. They've done an amazing job renovating the house. It looks great compared to what it has been. That said, I do not appreciate the idea of it being a short-term rental. We've already had a couple of incidents in the last month that put a sour taste in a lot of the neighbors' mouths. It's a really nice, quiet neighborhood, a lot of older couples surrounding myself and this house here. I haven't had an issue, single incident at all in the neighborhood in the 2 years that I've lived there until they started renting it short term. May I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
So we're here to approve the applicant's request for short-term rental, yet they've already been leasing it out for short-term. Is that against the policy?
Yeah, I'll let the staff address that.
Yeah, so that would be a code violation.
Okay, so that's one thing. The very first incident that we had occurred on March 6th. It was a Friday evening. I came home and there was a huge, and I mean massive party occurring at that house. Over 25 or 30 cars surrounding my entire property and the neighboring properties. I couldn't believe it. Like I was aghast, jaw dropped. I mean, we've seriously never had any incidents like this in the neighborhood since I've lived there in 2 years. There was high school aged, I assume, kids coming in and out of the house, going into their cars, which are parked outside of my property, smoking, drinking, doing whatever they're doing. I have a 9-year-old daughter that lives with me in that house. I don't like the thought of there being random people in and out of that house constantly. There's already been incidents with that. I mean, there's different cars there every day. There's different people there every day. I don't know who's working on the house and who's staying there. It's a cluster. Another incident occurred a couple of weeks ago or last or Saturday, March 14th. There was a couple staying there that had two dogs. There was a neighbor riding his bike through the neighborhood. The couple opened the door. Their gigantic dog came running out of the house, barking at the biker, chasing him up the street. Again, I have a 9-year-old daughter that lives with me there. I don't want to risk her coming outside again to somebody that I don't know who's staying at that property. Just generally, I don't like the idea of it being a short-term rental. We have mentioned there was a short-term rental close to Lease on the Road that's not even close to that property. We have some other long-term rentals in the neighborhood. Fine, we don't have issues. I like knowing who is staying next to me, especially having a young daughter who lives with me. Those are kind of my grievances with this condition.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Right, would one of you like to, would anyone else like to speak in opposition?
Yes.
Okay. Were you sworn in there?
Yes, I was.
Okay, thank you. State your name and your address, please.
I am Jackie Davis. I live at 2700 Baker Road, so just around the corner from this house. And again, I will say the maintenance and the upkeep and things, great improvement over what it was. But I have to agree with this gentleman that they have been renting this house out. I walk my dogs in that neighborhood 6 o'clock in the morning, and there are always a variety of cars early in the morning. So it's already being rented out. The fact that they didn't know that they installed stairs and things like that tells me that they're not truly knowing what's going on at their property. That's a concern. But again, I'm a single woman. I lived in this neighborhood 4 years ago. Part of the reason I bought the house in the neighborhood I did is because it is older folks or long-term folks. Mine was one of the few houses that had gone up for sale at the time and things like that. I've got neighbors who've lived in this neighborhood now for 15 to 20 years, easily a couple more, even longer than that. I moved there because I wanted that stability. Where I moved from Lee Summit, that entire neighborhood turned into rental property within the course of 15 years. And it was no longer safe for me to live there. I moved here to be safe. If you start putting short-term rentals in, I don't think I will feel that way anymore. There's also an issue when it's not rented, that house is vacant. We already have a homeless camp up the street by the school. Who's to say that the homeless aren't going to find out this house is vacant and come down and start moving into this property?
Thank you very much for sharing. All right, anyone else who would like to speak in opposition? All right, I do invite the candidates, applicants back up if you'd like to address the concerns that we just heard.
One thought I want to share is that I think a lot of the neighborhoods in Independence are in transition, and but this neighborhood's kind of on its way up, I'd say. The house across the street from this one, prior to being purchased, was kind of they call it the Newsom house. A lot of people coming and going, and the neighbors were really grateful when that house was stabilized and improved. And when this house has been improved, it's working to make it better.
Can you please address parties prior and not being in code, please?
Yes, we completely understand your concern.
Make sure you talk to us.
Sorry, we completely understand the concern of the neighbors. And we also, when we found out about that, we're livid. And I was wanting to think using cameras. We've now installed 4 cameras, motion sensor detectors. We installed 5. We already had a noise monitor detecting system, but we went and purchased an extremely high tech one that'll alert us consistently doing it's close to approaching out of code noise levels. We've also added additional security measures with our screening. So we now only use things that have positive reviews from previous people that they've stayed with. If they haven't stayed with before, we're allow them to stay. We emphasize over and over again, if they have any parties, we're going to charge them a very large fine. If they smoke on the first day, we're going to charge them a very large fine. We emphasize this 3 times, once at booking, once the day before check-in, once the day of check-in. We're now also only allowing 2 cars on the property just to make sure that there's no on-street parking. the party that did happen, the guests had told me that they had 2 guests that were going to be staying there. And so they violated our code. We reported them to Airbnb, got their profile taken down. We want this to be a peaceful home. We want it to improve the community, improve the neighborhood. As for the incident with the dog, we've been in the process of talking about making it a no pet home just because of incidents. And we want to protect the neighborhood. We want to do everything that we can to be good neighbors and make sure that it's a safe community. So,
And we know that, I mean, that kind of thing can happen at any Airbnb smoke control party. And, you know, the protocol would be probably to call the police because there's too large of a gathering. We've contacted every neighbor and given them our number. And we want them to let us know if there's anything that they just feel uncomfortable with. And any house, Airbnb or not, have a dog. It needs to be well taken care of and you want to stay here. Okay.
Anything else you'd like us to do?
If we do come, if it comes to our attention that guests are violating policies, the security cameras or noise sensors, if we see more than 2 cars that they haven't notified us about, then we're going to, if they have more than 2 cars, they can reach out to us about that and put them in the garage. I don't want more than 2 cars on the house, and we make that very clear. I also want to mention that when they get these messages, they also have to reply to us, like, I confirm that we've read these and we've read these policies. So it's very clear. If it comes to our attention that they're violating these policies, I live 6 minutes down the road, you know, I'm going to reach out to them that because they violated the policies, their reservation is canceled, they're not allowed to be there. If they're not off the property within 30 minutes, then complain on their authorities. We'll take action there as well. If they do violate any rules, we'll get it as soon as possible.
What kind of outreach have you done with the neighbors?
Actually, we went to every house and talked to them, gave them an apology letter. Anyone that we didn't catch the first time, we went and tried a second time. Left the letter if we didn't speak with them.
Any additional questions for the applicants?
Chair.
Yes, Commissioner Desmond.
Okay, so how long you guys been renting this out? Last week of February, we did a tester. We wanted to know if it's actually going to work. We know in 2 months, all short-term rental restrictions will be lifted for the city. And we thought, you know, but we want to operate at that time, and we also think that the city is a great place to operate in. Well, my question is, when did you apply for the permit? At the same time. Okay, so now you're supposed to get a permit before you rent it, correct? No, not correct? I know that a lot of people. Wait a minute, I'm talking to you guys. Okay. Did you not realize you can't run it without a permit? Is that correct? Did staff not tell you that?
I was not aware.
You're not aware?
So you can't
Well,
bring-
I have a little problem here because you guys rented it out without getting a permit. And then you said you had a noise monitoring system that didn't work, so it sounds like something didn't work there. So we have a problem here. I mean, you guys looking at me like you're dumbfounded, like, well, I don't know something like it. You guys went to the city to start with before you started renting, correct? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, I have a problem here.
Any additional comments, questions for the applicants?
Yes, we apologize for that. We should have done
Yeah.
before.
Right, thank you. Thank you. All right,
Chair.
staff? Yes. Staff, I do have. Can you remind me, somebody comes to you and for supplies, what that conversation looks like and what they must do? Before they can operate?
Yes, so we advise applicants of the process to obtain business license to operate, which does require planning commission approval prior to obtaining business license. So that information is available and provided to any applicant. I do want to address the operations of a short-term rental prior to obtaining the permit. I do want to apologize. So trying to get some more information, about this property and running into a little bit of tech problems here, but, so whenever an application does come in to community development, the department does pull police reports on that property. I don't have the exact date, when the applicant applied. We could refer to the exhibit in your packet. So if you refer to the first attachment in your packet, the application indicates the date, February 4th, the top right. So that'll be the first exhibit in your packet, after the staff report. This is, an excerpt from a third-party application portal that operators will use to upload their documents. So our records show on the 4th of February that an application was submitted for short-term rental. At that time, city staff, again, would have pulled police records, checked the status of the short-term rental. At that time, we did not notice or note any operations, no police reports. So in this case, we wouldn't have advised the applicant, to discontinue operations because we weren't aware. Say that an operator was operating without a permit and there was a complaint submitted to the city. At that time, the operator would receive a provisional order in accordance with city code to discontinue operations. So there are processes for short-term rental operators operating without a permit to go through the enforcement process. Unfortunately, in this case, this is a case that sort of flew under the radar, or else.
But maybe a timing issue. All right, thank you very much. Any additional questions? Yes, Commissioner.
Can we? I don't remember your name, John. John, did you call the police when that happened?
I did not.
Would you go ahead and step back up?
Sure.
It just helps us to hear.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. I did not. I should have. I thought about it. It was the very first party incident that we've had, but again, it's only been a rental for a couple of months and it sounds like they've been renting outside of their permit anyway. So that's a major issue. But beyond that, this was the first party incident that we've had. I kind of let it play out because I wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see how they would react. I wanted to see if they even knew it occurred. They didn't. I was the one that told them about it. So yeah, no, to answer your question, no, I did not call them.
If it happens again,
100%.
give me a call.
I've already told them every single time I'm calling.
Okay. Well, and I think they. That happened.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
okay, so let me ask you. Just, could you come up to?
Yeah.
But you said you weren't aware of it because of the failure of the device that was placed in there, or you just didn't have the device?
When we inspected the property afterwards, I was kind of led to believe that they had unplugged the noise monitor. It was like, now we have one that you can put on the ceiling, and it's like a 13-foot ladder to get to that or something. But the one that we had, it seemed like it had been tampered, but it's just been unplugged with your cord. So since then, we've updated that. We've got 4 security cameras around the property. But yeah, we would 100% hope that all of the leads or contact us so that we can feel like order and things like that. But we want to do our best, and we've been emphasizing over and over again that nothing like this would ever happen again.
I didn't get their contact information until the day before this party took place. So I literally met Joey and Bella actually at the same time the day before. So, but they've been renting this out forever, and I've been seeing all these people come and go. I didn't know who was who. Then they showed up looking professional and I'm like, I was like, this has to be the owner or the property manager or somebody. So I took my chance, walked outside and said, hey, who are you guys? And kind of sparked the conversation. And then the very next day, this party happens. So.
Yes, Sarah. Yeah, before, so we started renting, I think, was it mid-February? I can't remember, but before that, we had a lot of people coming in and out, you know, for the decor and things like that, so that might have been some of the prices you're seeing.
You guys were definitely renting it out because it was hard staying there overnight. So.
And I can concur that they were overnight. As I said,
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask everyone to sit down except the one person who's speaking. I'm gonna go ahead and, are you done? Or do you have, or you'd like to address?
I started.
And like, sorry,
Okay, so once you sit down. So it seems like you, one way it seems like you're okay with it, but another way you just stood up here at the beginning and said you don't want it.
I would be okay with the long term. I do not want short term.
I don't have any more questions of you right now. Anybody else?
I'd like to invite, the other neighbor to stand back up.
And I walk my dogs around 6:30 every morning, and I can tell you that, yes, this is not the contractors or whatever else, because there are cars there early in the morning. Like I say, the contractors are not gonna be staying overnight in the house, and it's along those lines. And it's not uncommon for there to be 3 to 4 cars in that driveway in the mornings, of us waiting for work or walking the dogs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and did you know that was
I live
happening?
about 3, 4 doors up, so no, I did not know the party was going on or anything. So, never.
So you were upset then, you just got upset later, you found out about it. So,
No, I got upset because I saw the notes about me tonight, it's saying that it was trying to be turned into a short-term house. Yeah, like I said, where I used to live, we had a number of houses. I moved out of that neighborhood because I no longer felt safe on my side. And so I moved into the neighborhood where I did my research ahead of time to find out that there are some long-term rentals, but they are few in that block and then the next block over. And again, if it's gonna be turned into rental, I prefer that it's gotta be a long-term contract.
have you talked to any of your other neighbors?
Yes, I have. I was gonna say, I talked to a couple of others, one across the street from me and the one next door to me, which they're older. I was gonna say they don't get out much, so they didn't even know that that public hearing sign was posted in the front yard of that house.
That's
Thank you very much.
And I do also have, so I know FIPA's coming up. Is this part of the situation where you're just trying to get this in place before FIPA's getting here? So that you can-
I'm gonna go ahead and answer this. Okay, thank you. Staff. There is not a legal protest regarding this short-term rental, is that correct?
That's correct.
And can you remind, we, what's the word I'm looking for? We do not live by the code of short-term rentals that did win to win because of World Cup.
So there was a resolution item that was passed by the city council in December of 2025 that waived some of the regulations related to short-term rentals, specifically a density limitation. So the short-term rental operator still is required to comply with all the use standards. So they still have to have their fire inspection. They still have to have the rental ready inspection. They still have to meet the parking requirements. All of those reviews are done administratively without planning commission approval. And the city grants them a temporary business license for 60 days to operate during that window from June 1st to July 3rd.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, anyone else have any questions for our staff?
Yes.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Okay. Or hypothetically, if we approve this happens again. Will you find out about it? Maybe or maybe not. I mean, if a neighbor calls, but you don't have the police report, is that acceptable? Escalate, those be? In other words, they have this history, so if we have to prove this and have it again. You guys able to do anything, or we just say, don't do it again, or what?
So there is a revocation process that can occur if we continue to get notices of violation.
We say continue, how many times?
Three
Three?
notices.
Restart your up.
Well, no, just 3 complaints that can trigger the revocation. So, and it doesn't have to be a police report per se, it can just be all in the staff and stuff. Get those complaints, and if it becomes obvious that that is indeed the case of what's happening, we can issue revocation process that comes through this board as well.
Three complaints per incident, or 3 complaints total in a certain period of time?
Just 3.
So it is 2 or more offenses in a 3-month period. Alternatively, if the short-term rental operator has violated or is currently violating any provision of this chapter that significantly endangers public health, safety, and/or welfare, city staff will bring the applicant, the operator, back before the planning commission for a revocation proceeding. So in that case, then the planning commission has the final say whether or not to revoke the approval for the use.
Thank you very much. Did that trigger any additional questions? Commissioners?
If we say no, is that a forever no? If they come back and want to do long.
They can come back later and apply again.
Start waiting period.
There is no.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I am going to close the public hearing. Thank you.
Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
I make a motion to approve case 26-419 short-term rental 17-101 Eastbury Lane.
I have a first and a second from Commissioner O'Neill for the second.
Chair,
All right, yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to vote no on this because they've been running illegally. I mean, they should have known better not to do this. I mean, they've been doing it now for 2 months, sounds like. And everybody else seems to follow the law when they come up here, some of them do, so. They're, like I said, there's a problem here. They didn't want to follow things properly, and I mean, it's just the way I feel. So I should let you guys know.
All right, thank you. All right, I will now call for the vote.
Commissioner Nesbitt,
No,
Commissioner Ferguson,
Yes,
Commissioner Ashcroft. No. Commissioner O'Neill,
Yes,
Commissioner Torres,
Yes.
Commissioner Young. No. Chair Wiley.
No. Case number 26-419 short-term rental at 17101 East Mary Lane does not pass. Vote for opposed, 3-4. I don't know, off the record, I'll take my privilege to say, I think you've done a lot of great work on the house. I would work on the neighborhood and developing relationships with your neighbors. And perhaps come back with a better trust center. All right, we will move on to final case of the evening. Is case number 26-420 short-term rental at 3307 Southwest Street.
Yes, this is final application for review tonight. for approval of a short-term rental at 3307 South Chrysler Avenue. The property is located generally in southern Independence, on the east side of Chrysler Avenue. It's a notification area map as required by city code. Zoning district map showing the surrounding subdivisions are all zoned single-family residential. Aerial photo of the property. The parcel is approximately 9,000 square feet in size. The county records indicate the dwelling was constructed in 1954 and encloses approximately 1,500 square feet living area. The property is supplied with a circle driveway, providing ample parking for up to 4 vehicles. Here's a photo of the front facade. We'll say that this is potentially a little older, so not as current as the current house. Whenever city staff were visiting the site, I wasn't able to get a good front facade. There's busy intersection, or not intersection. Here's some street level imagery looking northbound along Bristol Avenue and southbound, so you can see that neighborhood is generally similar characteristics, design, and age. So floor plan of the dwelling, showing 4 bedrooms in the short-term rental. And the parking plan represents that circle drive with a parking pad and 1 car garage. The nearest short-term rental is just south of the subject site, outside of the 500-foot buffer, although it is fairly close. Meets city code standards. City staff do recommend approval of the short-term rental with the standard conditions. That concludes my presentation.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions for staff? All right, seeing none, I will invite the applicant forward. Thank you for your patience. Last on the list.
Yeah, good evening.
State your name and your address, please.
Heidi Lopez Musso, my address is 1600 Northwest 30th Street. 416, Kansas City, Missouri, 64117.
All right, thank you. What would you like us to hear about your short-term rental on Chrysler?
So, it's my fiance and I, we're 50-50 partners. And this is our first and only investment property. I've lived in Kansas City pretty much my life, so I'm very familiar with it. I am available 24/7 on my phone. I've already introduced myself, so I'm able to let you know about that we'll be operating an Airbnb. We have already done all our research and we're going to be following all of the city codes and section 14.242. So we will be putting carbon sides and iron maintenance and all that lovely jazz in the house. Getting that all ready, so we'll be operating to go. So,
All right, how far away do you live?
oh, like 20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay.
My phone will always be on. So.
I'm always just curious, what made you decide to do a short-term rental?
I've always wanted to do it. So we've been talking since my fiance and I, our first conversation meeting. We always said we wanted to get into real estate. We want to do a mix of portfolios. We want to do like a couple of short-term rentals, not just Independence, but maybe just one here and one North Kansas City. But our portfolio, we really wanted to make it just long-term rentals. I just start with short-term.
Commissioners, any questions for the applicant?
Sure.
Yes, Commissioner Nesbitt.
You haven't been renting yet, have you?
No, I'm not. I'm a rule follower, so I'm like scared. So I'm like, I'm that person that the sign says don't walk, then don't do it. So.
All right. Additional question. Thanks for that.
I brought a folder too, so I'm like, let me just get ready.
All right. I'll go ahead and let you be seated. I see no one else in the gallery, but I will ask anyone who likes to for or against this case? All right, seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Yes, Commissioner.
Short-term rental, 33, so South Michigan.
All right, there's a first
Second.
and a second. Any additional questions? All right, seeing none, I'm gonna call for the vote.
Commissioner Nesbitt,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ashcroft,
Yeah.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Torres, Commissioner Young. Yes. Chair White.
Yes. And the motion for short-term rental, 26,420 at, 3307 South Crystal Avenue, Castle, that's 70. Good luck and congratulations on your engagement as well.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it so much. You'll have a good night.
All right, you too.
Your pen is, your pen is. Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's, I was like, I thought something, so I was like.
It's all okay. I hope that doesn't mean the floors are.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Rick, so question, obviously about the gun case. With FIFA coming up, staff could make a decision to let them run through to their neighbors that they can handle their business. Or they could come to you and then you can do the whole process, correct?
That is correct.
And if they do the whole process over, it would come back to us.
Yes.
And Dave, you said you were really caught off guard, so.
Yeah,
Implied that happened already.
and I don't have my full computer capabilities with it right now.
Yeah.
I'd do a little bit of digging on that.
Yeah.
Because
I will say that when any of these gigs come forward, we do look at all the software.
I knew you had lots
To be
of
able to determine if they were operating. So if they were operating, we would have told them that they needed something. So it sounds like maybe they were operating after they, is what it sounds like.
Well, that's what it sounds like, but they should have known better.
Correct.
I mean, he's been here before with other.
So
What was that?
they have a little problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, you're getting, other people follow it, so. Just because you don't, there's your problem.
Well, and I usually don't vote now if there's not a public protest. But to Commissioner Nesbitt's point, there was just a lot of just disregard for rules. And to your other point, there didn't seem to be a lot of understanding of what was going on in the property. And that's not, they didn't seem very informed. So,
Yeah, but. I have one thing, surprisingly, something you said.
yeah.
Well, they can always apply.
Yes, and I sincerely encourage them to because they do have other rentals.
That's why.
There is a plan for others, complaint.
Yes. To
Yes,
See the map, go around and say,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Next question.
They will come. back
Yes.
and they're gonna move back.
What, is this gonna be like permanent stuff like this area?
So at least for the next several meetings will be in here. Eventually will be where the new council chambers is being built, which is right to the left of when you came in the front.
where the big plastic tarps are.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be a little different, but for at least the next 2, possibly 3 meetings will be in here. I believe they're intending to have that done sometime.
Are there built-in mics? Like we're.
There are, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Another question is, are we gonna get the American flag and city flag next time?
We will have to check and see where they're at.
They're at court, I bet.
Now, my other question is gonna be, it's starting to get warm in here. What are they gonna do about that for next meeting? It might be warm.
Well, who knows?
You want to sit close to the window?
Switch positions.
We will check.
There's always a lot of hot air down there.
Sorry, Butch.
Fine, good, that's fine. Anything we should know for the good of the order, Rick?
I have nothing else to add.
All right.
Well, I
Thank you.
will say
Yeah.
isn't the next one, we have like 10.
Yeah.
At least we got,
Yeah.
and the reason.
Let's make sure they're not operating.
Yeah.
Without,
The reason we kept that like that is because we don't know how many, because we can still get quite a few
Right.
for the next several meetings. And we didn't want to try to separate some of those out because then the next meeting would just be the.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, it is gonna be a little bit, we are gonna have a little lengthy meeting.
Better sign to get back here.
Yeah, we'll make sure we have some signage at least that goes to the back entrance and then make sure it doesn't say board entrance.
You want us to?
We're supposed to.
Use it?
I would just keep using the front.
Okay, all right.
It's really nice to be able to see this. I mean,
Oh, yeah, really nice.
Yeah, but when we go over there.
With no glasses.
I have not seen what that looks like, but I'm assuming it's got the same technology.
Mitch, I was ready for you to jump in there on the long-term, short-term debate.
Starting,
Well, just last time you said just sometimes you felt compelled to talk
no.
about the
and maybe I will for the
the
next.
actual steps.
Maybe that'll fend off some of the booth here.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Adjourn that.
Adjourn the meeting. What's the I understand. That's
I'll be back.
good.
Left.